So just about a little over 48 hours after release of Street Fighter 6, and I'm not gonna lie, this is probably the funnest fighting game I've played in the last couple years. And most of that is due to the fact that I finally get to play my boy DJ. Now, I've been a huge DJ fan forever, but it's just the fact that he hasn't been the best character in a lot of fighting games. But Street Fighter 6 really did a great job with updating his moveset and making him a super fun character in this game. So with me having about 25 hours of experience with the character at this point, I figured it'd be the best time to make a little character tips and tricks video. So this will be like the top 5 most important tricks I feel every DJ player needs to know in order to succeed with this character in Street Fighter 6 and to be the most optimal DJ player you could probably be, at least at a beginning stage. So first things first, let's get the elephant out of the room. DJ is a charge character, we know this. But Street Fighter 6 have done us the due diligence of at least making his moveset a little bit more entry level, you know what I'm saying? So if we go to command list, you can see that DJ now only has 2 charge moves, being his air slasher and his jackknife maximum. The biggest tip I want to give you guys is, as a DJ player, you always want to have one of these moves charged at some point in time in neutral. Now the reason I say this is because 9 times out of 10 when you're playing neutral with DJ, you're going to be in this position. I'm not gonna lie, holding down back, as you can see. The reason you want to be holding down back is because you're going to be charging both your jackknife and your air slasher at the same time. Down back is used because obviously it's charging the back motion for your projectiles, and it's using the down motion for your jackknife. The reason I'm telling you you need one of these stored at all times is because you need to be ready for every situation, right? Now obviously you can't react all the time, and if you can't, it's fine, but for the most part this is what you want. Now the thing with charge characters, and I don't want you guys to be like deterred because he is a charge character, it's not super hard to play charge characters. There's really only one motion you need to know, and that's being able to walk back or being able to hold down, right? But as a beginner player, you don't always want to hold back because it's going to be obvious that you're charging something. Whenever you're playing a charge character, if you see them walking back, this is like the most obvious tell, like, oh, they're charging something. So it's going to be real easy for your opponent to tell. Now holding down back though, you can, you know, mix in walking forward and just holding down back to mix up your options. You can hold down back, press a button so that people won't come in on you. You can hold back, you know, even if you walk back, you can press a button and do it to stop your momentum. You don't always want to hold back to charge, because at that point your opponent can just walk you down, and now you're just walking yourself into a corner, which in Street Fighter, especially in this Street Fighter, this is not where you want to be. You don't want to be in the corner at all. The corner is scary, I'm not gonna lie. The corner is very scary in this game. So holding down back is probably your best bet, just to be able to charge everything. You know, if your opponent's walking in on you, if your opponent jumps in on you, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If your opponent decides to jump in on you, can hit, you know, jackknife real quick. Or, you know, obviously he has another anti-air and back heavy kick. It's probably, if you can't, you know, get the charge out in time, this is probably your best bet for anti-airing, because it catches all, like, everything. Not gonna lie, this is probably his best anti-air button besides just heavy jackknife. Heavy jackknife is the one that's like fully air invincible, by the way, not medium. Medium like clashes a lot, but heavy basically counters all air jumps every time. So always go for that. I don't want to spend too much time in this section, but it's basically just, I just want you guys to be comfortable just being able to just stand and wait and crouching sometimes. You know, DJ is a very like character, you gotta be kind of patient playing, you know, you gotta be able to be okay with playing the lane game. You know, if charging is something that's like not your forte, or you're new to charge characters, or something that's very hard for you to do, I definitely recommend go checking out this video my homie Soldier made. Link to that is going to be in the description. But he basically goes over everything you need to know to learn charge characters, and especially coming from someone who hasn't played a lot of charge characters in the past, he's giving you a very probably a similar perspective as someone as a bunch of you are probably going through right now as well. So definitely go check that video out. Link to that is in the description. And he's a DJ player as well, so you know, you gotta support the DJ boys out here, you feel me? So definitely go check that out after this. Second tip I want to give you guys is to know your ranges. Now when I say that, I mean know which buttons to press and when. And I'm basically just gonna tell you which buttons you should be pressing, but get familiar with all the DJ's buttons. Realistically, DJ has a lot of good buttons to keep a lot of good distance between you and your opponent, and also close in on his opponent whenever he wants to, which is why I think he's probably one of the better characters at controlling the pace of the game, which is really good for someone who's new to Street Fighter, because it's like you don't want to get overwhelmed too fast, and DJ is a character that can really help you control all of that, a lot of like crazy stuff that's going on screen that you probably won't be able to with a lot of other characters if you're not like super skilled. One of my favorite buttons with him, obviously, stand medium kick. This button right here is just like, if I could just paint like a red stop sign on his foot, this is literally what it would be. This button just stops everything from anybody from trying to drive rush at you, trying to walk at you, trying to run at you. This button right here is like gonna be your best friend. Get familiar with it real fast. It also anti-airs at certain properties, at certain characters, Marissa being one of them. This button shuts all of that down. Like I said, this is his best anti-air, but this button, listen, best friend. Another button I like to throw out, stand heavy punch. Now I know what you might be thinking, bro, it's a heavy button, why would I do that? At certain ranges, you can make this button, if I can set him to block. Yeah, at certain ranges, you can make this button +1 or just neutral in general. You want to be careful whiffing it though, because obviously it's like a high, so obviously it does not hit crouchers at all. And if you whiff this button from far range, you will be in a world of hurt, unless your opponent just doesn't react and they just, let you get away with it, in which case you could probably just, sneak in a jab or something, get your turn back. Most good players probably won't, but like at a beginner level, you never know. You could probably get away with just throwing it out there. Sometimes I wouldn't recommend doing it all the time, because not gonna lie, lower levels, not lower levels, but at lower like ranks and like people just getting in, people mash a lot, so be careful throwing this out. But this button does snuff a lot of people and catch a lot of people off guard a lot. And the best thing about it too is you can confirm it into like a light kick. As you see a combo, confirm it into light kick and get a quick little combo off. Not a lot of damage, but any damage is good damage, I'm not gonna lie. Another one would be stand medium kick, crouch medium kick. Crouch medium kick is a good poke that I like to throw out to catch people, because a lot of people just try and like just walking at you, and this stops them literally dead in their tracks and leave them at a good position for you to get a walk up grab on them, which can set up a whole bunch of other makes for you. You can probably do some sneaky stuff like sway into like overhead and stuff like that if you time it right. So this button is good for stopping people from walking up on you, and it's really good for just, like I said, slowing down the pace of the match, making sure your opponent doesn't walk up on you and do nothing crazy while you're, playing your own game. You can even charge if you hold down back while doing it. You can charge up a projectile. If they want to just wake up jump, like I said, charge jackknife real quick. Just stop everything from coming at you. Pretty good positioning. So those are like the 3 buttons I would say get used to using a lot. Also his crouch jab. His crouch jab is probably like another really good one, because it's special confirmable, so it's like obviously you can get a lot of combo winners and stuff like that off of it, so it's a really good button for that as well. But like I said, he has a lot of decent buttons. Only some of them are special cancelable. Like I said, only his crouch jab is special cancelable, his stand light kick is special cancelable, crouch light kick is not. Crouch medium punch is also a really good button. You'll get used to this a lot when you're doing a lot of your setups and stuff like that, which he gets really easily off of like grabs. You can whiff this and go into that, stuff like that. I can make a whole nother video on DJ setups if you guys want me to do that, but this is gonna be talking about setups. It's just really stuff that I want you guys to keep in mind while playing the character, more so than like game plans and stuff like that. I'll make a whole separate video on that. I don't want to I don't want to info dump on you in one video, you feel me? So yeah. Now, what I said in the first 2 tips, this leads us into tip number 3, which is mix up your options. You need to know your options out of everything you can do, which isn't a lot, you know what I'm saying? Mostly when I say like you have your projectiles and you have your sway options as well. Take a look at your sway options in the command list and know what you can do out of your sway. Your sway is probably going to be one of your best friends in neutral too, especially in those down periods, because it's going to catch a lot of people off guard. Just cool basically is a move that allows DJ to if someone's trying to jab on you, you can sway out the way. If someone's trying to rush up on you, you can sway backwards real quick, or even if they're just being patient, you can sway and do the dash, which is really fast and really hard to react to. You can do sway into dash and get like a quick little grab, so something like this. Quick little grab. It's a really hard thing to react to, I'm not gonna lie. And even if they expect you to come in, you can really just dash in and press it again and just back up, catch them whiffing if they try to mash on you, you know what I'm saying, with your best friend, stand medium kick, like I said. Or sometimes you can even use crouch medium punch. Crouch medium punch at some ranges does counter hit as well, and it's also drive cancelable and special cancelable, so you're able to get a lot of mileage out of that as well. So he has a lot of options, but I don't want you to get overwhelmed by all of them and think you have to use all of them. Realistically, the only ones you really need to like focus on, I would say, on a beginner level is his projectiles. Get used to feigning his projectiles a lot, or mixing up which projectiles you throw, because people are gonna get annoyed and people are gonna jump a lot, and this is your best anti-air. And the best thing about this anti-air too, it's special cancelable, meaning if I set him to jump again, connected, I can sway. So what this does is if he just boops and I can sway, so once he gets knocked down, I guess I could put it to counter too, that might help. So that stuff like that. He's sending a jumper right now, but if basically 9 times out of 10 you can special cancel his anti-air into sway and go for a lot of crazy stuff on the knockdown. So you can sway into grab, sway into the overhead, sway into the low, stuff like that. It helps mix up your options and helps you give you the upper hand in matches a lot. So definitely keep that in mind as well. Now the fourth tip I want to give you is kind of unconventional, because it's like, well, why would I want to do this? But it's something I feel like it needs to be done, because it's like you're gonna need to use it eventually while at some point while you're playing this character. Now it's gonna be his super move. Not all of them. He has a lot of really good supers. His level 1 is a whiff punish tool, and you can get a combo off of it. His level 3 obviously is a decent level 3. It's a good anti-air. It's very fast. If you whiff it, you're in trouble. Over here, if you whiff it, you're in trouble. But it's, you know, it's just like everybody else's level 3. Really good. But the one we're going to be talking about is his level 2. Now, his level 2 is a little complicated. Not the first one, but mainly the medium and the heavy versions. And I'm going to tell you why. So he has a rhythm mechanic built into his level 2, and it's a little hard to input at first, right? Now one thing you need to know is that there's a sequence that he has with these, and the sequence is always gonna be light, medium, heavy with punches, and then light, medium, heavy with kicks. The first button you press in the sequence though is gonna be determined by the button you activated the super with. So if you activate it with light, you have to press light first. If you activate it with medium, you have to press medium first. If you activate it with heavy, I'll just put it on screen. So as you can see at the bottom, that's the sequence you have to press. Obviously you see 2 lights there because I started with light. Now if I do the medium version, it's the same sequence, but you see medium first because I activated with medium. That button is what you have to press first to start the sequence once he hits them. And the same thing follows with heavy. Same sequence, but after you press those buttons at first, the same sequence, like I said, light, medium, heavy punch, light, medium, heavy with kicks. Same thing. Now the light version is a little easy because there's not really a timing. You just have to mash that that sequence being light, medium, heavy. So messed it up. There it is. That's the light one basically. You see me pressing it twice because it's kind of a weird timing, but the idea with this super is you want to hit it just as DJ is hitting the character, right? That's the main idea. You want to hit the button the moment you see DJ hitting the character. The reason you see on my screen I hit it twice is because it's like a little, for me personally, I feel like there's a little like tiny bit of delay for when you hit it. So like if you double tap it, it might make it a little easier for you if you double tap the button first. If you double tap each button, I guess it might make it a little easier for you to time. Now the medium one obviously is where the medium and heavy version is where the rhythm mechanic actually kicks in. The light one you could kind of get away with just mashing the buttons in sequence, you'll be fine. It does less damage, but the medium heavy versions do a lot more damage, and those are the ones you're gonna want to go for later on, right? At first in the beginning level you could just get away with mashing the light version, getting your damage off mid combo and doing what you have to do. It's also projectile invul, I believe, so someone throws a projectile at you, you can pop that out and it should work. Yeah, it's projectile invul, so if somebody throws it out, you can just, you know, pop level 2 and you'll be straight. So the thing with the medium version, like I said, it's a little faster than the light version, but you do want to time it. Like I said, basically the timing you're going for is try and hit it at the moment you see DJ hit the opponent. So just like that, and as you see, I get the follow-ups now. The medium and heavy versions give you access to the follow-ups. Want to follow up, if you hold heavy kick after the sequence, it keeps them in front of you. If you hold heavy punch after the sequence, it gives you a side swap. Those are going to be your big damage enders for those supers, which is why I say these are like, you want to practice your level 2 a lot, is because DJ at once you start getting a little bit better with him and you start confirming into stuff like this, now I did the medium version there, but I messed it up obviously, but you get the idea. Once you start, you know, learning bigger damage combos that can lead you into level 2, it's gonna help you out a lot in the damage department. Now the heavy version is probably the fastest one, so I would suggest practicing each one as you feel like you're getting comfortable with. So practice the light version, get comfortable with it. Practice the medium version, get comfortable with it. And then once you're comfortable with the medium version, the heavy version is probably a little bit faster. The heavy version is a little bit faster than the medium version, so that one might be a little tougher to practice, but just keep practicing at it, you'll get it down eventually. Boom, boom. I will tell you that one tip is the last couple buttons. I want to say like the last 3 kicks, or I should say medium kick and actually yeah, light kick, heavy, medium kick, and heavy kick. There is a tiny bit of a delay you want to do because they hit a little bit slower than the rest of them, but yeah, and that goes for all 3 too. So but once you get those down and once you get the timings for everything down, his level 2 super is definitely going to be a really good tool that you want to keep in mind for his tool set. So keep at it, keep practicing it, and you'll be good. The 5th tip I want to give you guys, keep it simple. Okay, DJ has a lot of things, a lot of tools that really might make you feel like you have to like go crazy at all points of time. You really don't. I mean, 9 times out of 10 when I'm playing this character, a lot of my damage comes from light confirms in the special, and then I just, you know, walk up and do some crazy stuff into like quick little mixes just for quick damage. And I'm doing that a lot because it's like I don't want to overwhelm myself, because I'm already trying to like, especially like I said, as someone who's getting used to him still. It's been like 2 days, two and a half at this point. I don't want to overwhelm myself with having to do too much. So right now I mainly focus on, okay, I have to keep my charges up because I want to be able to throw my projectiles when I'm not like in somebody's face, right? And even when I'm jumping in, I want to keep in mind like, okay, I have to keep down backing so that I'm able to do what I want to do on, if I want to get a confirm like that, if I want to jackknife, I want to, you know, hold down back and be able to do all this stuff. So it's really important that you have a set checklist of stuff you want to do before you do it, and the only way to do that is to, you know, keep that checklist nice and simple. So if I get in 9 times out of 10, I'm going for a lot of simple buttons like this, which lead me into a lot of stuff that can, you know, keep looping the opponent. And by the time like the opponent even realizes what's happening, 9 times 10 their health is gone. Like if I can get something that gives me big damage, I'll go for it. Like if I can get something like this, you know, stuff like that, like a little combo like that. Obviously I messed it up, but like you get the idea. If I could get like something that gives me big damage, I'm gonna go for it obviously, but for the most part I don't want to overwhelm myself with a bunch of extra stuff that I don't need to be doing at that point in time, especially if I'm not like super comfortable with it yet. So if you're not super comfortable doing a lot of like big combos, just keep it simple. Like I said, know which buttons are special cancelable. Like I said, light punch, stand light kick, you know what I'm saying? Those are like your most common combo tools, so you can get a jump in, boom boom, medium kick, light kick, boom, stuff like that. You can even get jump in, stand, crouch, medium punch, and a light kick, stuff like that. And all of it is ending in this sobot kick. And like I said before, once you get sobot kick off, you can go in, boom. As you can, he's still set to crouch medium, but as you can see right there, you do a feint sobot kick and a crouch medium punch, and a counter hit him. And you could go crazy again from there, because like I said, crouch medium punch goes into everything. So you can really loop your opponent and have fun with it and not overwhelm yourself, but you're overwhelming them instead. Like I said, basically DJ is very like he might seem like he's very overwhelming and seem like he has a lot of stuff because of how his toolkit is. And I know a lot of people, when they see like he's a charged character, they might feel a little overwhelmed, or they might feel like, oh, I can't play this character. But I promise you, a little bit of practice and you keep the tips I give you in mind. Hopefully they did help you, but you keep those tips in mind, and I promise you, you'll be winning with DJ in all time. He's a very simple character once you get down to the basics of it. The hardest thing, to be honest, in his kit is his level 2, which is why I wanted to put it on this list. If you're on modern controls, you don't have to worry about this one as much, but everything else, I'm telling you, for the most part, still basically works on modern controls. Like, you still want the same game plan and stuff like that. So hopefully these tips helped you. Hopefully I taught you some stuff for DJ. Hopefully this video already is long. I didn't want it to be, but what could I do? I ramble a lot. Yeah, hopefully this video was able to help you guys with learning DJ, and hopefully you guys are going to be able to have fun with him as much as I am. This is probably my favorite character in the game right now. I'm going to be exploring more with other characters, obviously, and more guys and stuff, or more tips will probably come out. But for right now, you're definitely going to get a lot of DJ videos out of me. This is my boy. He's my boy for sure right now. Like, I love this character so much. So if you guys enjoyed, leave a like, comment down below. There's definitely, if you guys are interested in seeing a lot more DJ videos, because there's definitely going to be a lot more coming. Subscribe, turn on the bell notifications, all that fun stuff. But that's gonna be it for me. Hope you guys enjoy. I'm going to get up out of here. So boy,
you always there when I need a hand, lifting my soul, driven by gold. Wendy to my Peter Pan, definitely sweeter than pumpkin pie in autumn season. Calm down my inner demons, awake my sin of freedom. Shit feels like eons, love you for many reasons. We connected mentally, intertwines very heavenly, especially when we just kick it and vibe. The amount of beauty and lust, this is hard to